This has been an exciting time in AI. And matter of fact, this week we had something that's a little bit scary and good news, and it made some real ripples. DeepSeek R1 came out. Now, this is a new LLM, a large language model that's out from China, and it has some concerns about what it can do. Also, it lowered the cost dramatically for the developers, people using it, and made it open source. Open source means, hey, it's free. It's like, hey, it's free in the budget for you. Yeah, it is. So it's got some good things. We're going to go through that in this particular video and show you what's going on, how you can use this, and what you need to be aware of. Because as we look at it, there's a lot there with DeepSeek R1. I think that's revision 1 they've got, revolutionizing the AI landscape. And we're going to cover that here on Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, where Gina Carr, my partner, and I talk to you about how you can build your business using it. So let's get right into it on the how you're going to use this and what it is. So you look at what in the world is DeepSeek R1. Well, it's a tool that gives you a lot of capabilities. Matter of fact, if you look at it right here, you'll see, well, it's an innovative AI tool designed to empower across diverse industries with advanced natural language processing capabilities. It leverages cutting-edge deep learning algorithms to analyze, understand, and generate text and code, offering a comprehensive suite of solutions, AI solutions. And by the way, doesn't that just sound like AI? Yeah, it does. It sounds like AI created that. Well, guess what? It did. AI created that stuff and put it in there. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means, okay, first of all, letting you know it's real. But it is significant. You need to know about this, what's going on, particularly from a marketing point of view, because I think we can get some good use out of it in marketing. But at the same time, what we need to do is to be aware of the challenges that are there as well. These kind of things can be dangerous. So what we want to do is we want to look at all of that. But while we're looking at that, we want to say, okay, that's a reality in it. But when we see the reality on one hand, we need to know about the realities and the dangers that are in other areas and what it's going to do. So like, for instance, example, it's also going to help you, whoops, just missed the tool here. Let me get this lined up here for you. See, we're keeping it real, okay? Whether you're a researcher, developer, content creator, business professional, DeepSeek offers a unique blend of power and versatility. It does that, enabling you to unlock new insights. I like that because it uses a reasoning model to optimize workflows and enhance your productivity. All that is good, and it really does that well. So when you look at DeepSeek R1, there's some key advantages to using it. Number one, for instance, what you're going to see is you're going to be looking at something that is open source. And that open source means, hey, it's going to be available to people at a reasonable cost. You're not going to be paying the $20 a month or so that many people are. For many people, that is an issue. It means also there'll be more people attracted to it and more people starting to use this. We see that DeepSeek's open source nature fosters collaboration, that's key, and transparency, enabling users to access and modify the underlying code base. That's really good because you start finding out what's going on inside of it. Also, cost-effective solution. The open source model makes DeepSeek a more cost-effective alternative, particularly for the developers, compared to proprietary AI platforms. This is huge, and it's a big part of what we're looking at with the platform, because what it's going to do is going to enable many more users to get on there and developers to start developing their code at a much lower cost. Well, because of that, guess what happened? We lost over $1 trillion. That's with a T. We used to say billion with a B. Now we're saying trillion with a T in market value this week. That's pretty significant. And I think some of that's going to bounce back, but it's a major shakeup. People going, whoa, we thought we were ahead. Now we've got to step back and really monitor what's going on this to see what's going on and make sure that we're monitoring what is happening there. Also, you've got a versatile and adaptable type of platform. DeepSeek is adaptable architecture, and it allows it to be customized and integrated into various applications and workflows. That's huge. It's really, really important. So as we look at this open source model, here are some things to be aware of. First of all, community driven. That's important because, as we often say at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, we say this often, none of us is as smart as all of us. That's an old Japanese saying used a lot in Silicon Valley, but it's still true. We need a community. Whatever we're in today, we can't do it alone. No one person can make it by himself or herself, or him or herself. Yeah, himself or herself. But what you want to do is you want to have a group of people. One of the things we do at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs is having a lot of really smart people that are contributing ideas. Oh, I tried this program. Oh, I tried that one. It's really good. This one I tried, not quite as good. Or here's a way you can use this tool better, that tool better. All of that is really important. So look at your community-driven model. What you want is DeepSeek, which is thriving on a vibrant community of developers who actively contribute to its development and improvement. That's important. Also, transparent development. That means when somebody changes something, you're going to be able to see it right there. You can say, okay, that's what it was. The open source model allows users to understand the inner workings of DeepSeek and contribute to its evolution. I like that. So people are giving their own perspective, their own ideas of what's working, what is good and what isn't good, how they can change it and what they can do with it. All of this contributes to learning and growing in a really big way. And I think it's something that we want to look at. Also, reduced licensing costs. This is huge. This gives you the ability to get a lot more done with a lot less cost involved. And that gives you open source tools, which typically eliminate licensing fees associated with commercial software. You've got all kinds of good tools there, and that opens up some possibilities. Also, open access. The open source model provides free access to the core functionality of DeepSeek, empowering users without financial limitations. Hey, this is a pretty good deal all the way around when you look at just that aspect of it. We got others coming up later, so stay tuned. You don't want to drop out right now. Here's what it focuses on. I like this part here. What it's doing is it's saying, okay, what we're going to do is we're empowering content creators with AI through content generation, content optimization, and content translation. They put this in here like this, looking at what you're doing, the generation, getting new ideas. And because it's using reasoning, that's important. See, with ChatGPT, their O1 model gives you the ability to have the AI take a little bit more time, a few seconds more, and come up with better answers. Rather than just coming out with, here's the answer, it starts looking around going, maybe this is, maybe that. Oh, this looks a little different. Let's combine them together and come up with something different. This is doing it at a lower cost. And that's what's really shaking up the market right now. And we see the content optimization. It gives you the opportunity to optimize content for SEO, readability, and user engagement. How do we get people more involved? That's a key factor. And then also on the content translation, you can translate content into multiple languages, expanding reach and your audience. Think about that. That gives you the ability to have more than just one language involved in this. You'll be able to get more people involved in a bigger way and be able to do so much more with it. So this is something you at least want to know about. However, like I said, there's some other considerations that are there. For instance, generating and optimizing content. This is critical. You want to make sure that you can do that in a big way with creative writing. This is something that we do a lot. I use Perplexity with a writing focus often because that gives me the ability to really hone in on making my writing better, better spelling, grammar, doing it in a certain style, certain kind of phraseology that it would use, taking my writing, not a copy and paste, but my writing, and then it modifies it and we customize it. And then I further customize it from there. See, DeepSeek can generate original content based on user prompts, expanding creative possibilities. So I like that. But then there's also your content optimization. You see, what it can do is it can analyze and suggest improvements to existing content, enhancing readability and SEO. This is the way you really want to use AI, where AI becomes an assistant to you. Not that you just accept everything that it's saying, but what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I want a little bit more of this. I want to see what's going to work and what would work best in this particular situation versus another situation. You can also automate tedious tasks. By automating tedious tasks, you're going to be able to get a lot more done with this in several different ways. For instance, with data analysis, you can see that DeepSeek is going to automate your data analysis tasks, freeing up time for more strategic initiatives. This is really good, letting machines do something that humans did before, but let humans go beyond that and do even more. This is the real key to success. And it also has content summarization. We're using this a lot right now, that it can summarize lengthy documents and articles, providing key insights in a concise format. I like that, and that's something I want to really check on, particularly for my friends who are writing books, who are writing long-form content. Could you take a bazillion page book, I'm just exaggerating here, and you want to put that in there? The limit right now with Claude, which is one of the best out there as we're doing this recording, 300 to 350 pages. Okay, that takes in most books, would be under that, so you can use it. Claude is very good. However, sometimes you might want to take more than that, because you might want to say, I want every book I've printed or every article I've done over the last X number of years. A lot of content creators who have created a lot of content over the years when writing, videos, audio, are going to have a lot of that. How much can we put in there? That we don't know yet. And I think what we want to do is we want to research it a little bit more so we can find out, okay, what do we do? Where can we go with this? And what can be done? Now, here's the real interesting thing. Potential concerns and considerations. Because when you look at this, there's a lot out there that we're concerned about, because it's different here. The bias and the fairness is there, because right now all the AI models can perpetuate existing societal biases if not carefully trained and monitored. You want to make sure that you're doing that in a profound way, that it's there helping you out on that and letting you see the kind of things that can be done. And what you want to do is look at data privacy. Your data privacy is critical, because the data used to train AI models should be protected to ensure user privacy and security. You see, that's critical with this, because the servers are now based in China. And if you look at the user agreement that you agree to when you accept the free program, it says the material you put in, they own. They have that. They can access that. They can also access lots of information on your laptop computer, for instance. They can do that. Now, there's a way you can work around that. I'm going to mention a little bit later, but it's got some real important considerations that are not trivial and need to be considered in what you're going to do. Also, you want to look at misinformation and manipulation. AI-generated content can be used to spread misinformation or manipulate public opinion. Well, of course, this is where we need to be extra careful on that. Matter of fact, a person named Kevin Turner came up with this. And Kevin, if you're watching this, just want to thank you for letting this out, be known and getting it out. Also to Beth Granger, who shared this for our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs community. And Kevin Turner talked about a lot of things here. So it's an urgent warning. It's a Trojan horse for propaganda and privacy invasion, question mark. Is it? It's not. He's not saying it is. He's being very fair and being reasonable on this. Is it truly free, or is it designed to deceive? Well, I think that's something that we need to look at and be concerned with of where it is. So let's take a look at some of the concerns he expressed. First, he said, test it for yourself. If you decide to download DeepSeek R1, test it with these critical questions and witness the alarming censorship firsthand. You try this. Here's what we want you to do. Ask a question like, why is China criticized for human rights abuses with the Uyghurs? And that's how it's pronounced, by the way. The Uyghurs, I think, is the way they pronounce it over there. But Uyghurs, you do some research on that, and you'll get different answers in the United States, in the EU, in other countries, than you will in China. So there's something going on here. I'm not taking a political stance either way here, just saying, hey, you want to be aware of that. Also, what you want to look at, hold on a minute, we missed this. I want to make sure you get number 3. What is the best country in the world to live in? Well, okay, I don't think that's such a bad thing, because many people feel, hey, the country I'm in, that's the best one. And that's good. If you feel the country where you are right now, whether you were born there or you chose to move there, it's the best one to live in for you, wonderful. Because I think the key there is for you. What is right for you might not be right for someone else. So what you've got to do is say, all right, where do I need to be with what I'm doing? So I think that's a good thing to keep in mind there. Then, here's a tough one. What happened at Tiananmen Square in 1989? They're very sensitive about that over in China. And often this is censored, or it's given a different view of what we have in other countries. So I think you need to be aware of that. Try this also. What are the biggest criticisms of Xi Jinping? That is one that they don't like over in China. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with this video. Might not be over there for a while. But I think that asking questions seems to be reasonable. Whatever it is, I'm not taking a position one way or another, again, on this particular episode here. But you want to look at that. And how does censorship work in China? Well, that's going to be important too. Where did COVID-19 come from? And what we're saying is you should take this and try it yourself. See what it's like. What answers do you get if you use it? I'm going to show you a way you can use this in just a moment, a way that'd be a little bit safer than some of the others. But what you want to do is make sure that you're doing it in a position where you're going to be safe. And here's the concern that Kevin D. Kerner addressed. I think he was very wise to that. He said, the results, blatant AI of the worst kind. Artificial ignorance, I like the way he put that together, clever. Artificial ignorance designed to manipulate your view worldwide. Well, I think it's something for us to be aware of. And Kevin, we appreciate you doing that. If you're watching this right here, putting that together, I think has some very important points. And matter of fact, you can check out his full post. Here's the really long link that's there that you can see, but a better way, I put this into a URL shortener. So it's bit.ly Kevin Turner DeepSeek, all in lowercase as one word. And again, we thank Beth Granger for sharing this, making it available for our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs community. I think that's really important, and we're seeing a lot of capabilities coming from it. We dealt with this before at our meeting just this week, just yesterday, matter of fact, is when I'm putting this together. And here's something you can get it as well. There's the URL you can use if you're catching this on an audio format. Again, it's bit.ly, https://bit.ly/Kevin Turner DeepSeek, or here's a QR code. If you're catching this on a video format, you'll be able to scan that and get the information you need. But there's some other things I want to tell you, very important here when you're looking at possible implementation of this. When you're doing it, your responsibilities are important. And what you want to look at is look at the ethical guidelines. For instance, implementing clear ethical guidelines for AI development and deployment is crucial to ensure responsible use. Have principles for yourself. If you're a small company, a one-person operator, then it's going to be different, but you need some. If you're a larger corporation, then obviously you're going to need to follow the guidelines that are set up by those in power there and those who are leading you. Transparency and accountability. Well, you want transparency in AI algorithms and decisions because that's essential for building trust and understanding. If you want trust and understanding, something that's critical in business, you need to do that. And here's some thoughts that we have from Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. First of all, you want to be cautious about embracing privacy invading tools, invasive tools that are like that. Make sure that you're exercising with what you know. Do not put your social security number out there. Do not put the last four of your social security. Be careful on your mother's maiden name, birth dates, medical history. Be careful when you're putting out, we're going to be developing a product on A, B, and C. Oh yeah? Well, your competitors might be looking at that. Or we're doing this or we're doing that. Just be careful when you're doing it. Make sure that you would share on AI what you would feel comfortable sharing on a widely attended Facebook interview that's live, for instance, or a YouTube live, something like that. Remember, free has a cost for your privacy. You think, oh, it's free, okay, it's great. Well, maybe it's great. Maybe you want to cut back on that a little bit. And you want to test a variety of sources to see what's going on and how this is behaving, what it's doing and what it's not doing, because this is going to make a difference in what's happening. I like the idea of using ChatGPT and Perplexity, and then maybe another one like Grok, or in this case, you might look at DeepSeek going through Perplexity. Perplexity can give you that ability as well to look at it. And be aware, but don't be scared. There's one you can quote me on. I came up with that, by the way, just yesterday. I was sitting here thinking about it and came up with the idea, be aware, but don't be scared. Take the right steps so you're doing what needs to be done and make sure you're monitoring it carefully. And also, stay in touch with what happens. You want to make sure that you're continually updated on what's going on in the world. You need a community. We do this in our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs community, and you want to look at what communities are available that can help you out. We would welcome you there and come in and be with us if that would be the right thing for you. Also, consider installing on your computer with no net access. You can do this with DeepSeek. You put it on your computer. Now, it takes a little bit more computer savvy to do that. If you want to do that, you're going to get some real advantages because what you'll get is the ability to run it on your computer and keep it only on your computer. It does take a little bit more tech finesse on that, but that could be something to do in a department where you've got several people and you want to tap into what DeepSeek can do for you, but you don't want to share that information with the entire world. So be careful on that. Look at what is available and how you can use it and the kind of capabilities that are there. Also, don't share sensitive data, as I mentioned here, not only on DeepSeek R1, but on other platforms as well. Just be careful of that. And consider that access through Perplexity. This is something I have not done yet. We'll be doing that in the future and want to let you know the kinds of things that are there. We'll share this with our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs group, with our bronze and silver levels particularly, letting them see it with some hands-on do for you how to make this kind of thing happen. It's got some real good applications. And then stay in regular contact with your chosen source. You want to make sure that the sources you're working with, the people you're with, find out what's going on. Hey, what did you hear about this? What do you think about that? What kind of results are you getting? This is where you learn and how we get ahead in today's world. And number 10, for Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, bronze and silver members, be sure and check the Facebook groups. I know many of you are watching this right now. Make sure that if you're in the silver or the bronze group, that you check those groups. We're going to be putting in new updates, new fresh information, and ways that you can use this to make money, to build your business, because that's what we're all about at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. In our live and let live environment, that's what we embrace. And embrace a check it out first mentality in all of AI, and really that's for life too. You want to make sure that you're checking something out, examining it, fully aware of what's going on. Use AI responsibly and wisely. We recommend you use AI as your assistant, not as a copy and paste robot. You want to start with your unique voice, what you're saying, the experiences that you've had, the books you read, the conference that you went to where you heard of that great speaker and he was really good on this, that conference you went to last year in Phoenix and she was really good, that speaker, she was just dynamite. You can share that, and you see ChatGPT and DeepSeek and Perplexity don't know about that. So now you get a chance to stand out from the crowd that way. Look at AI as your research head, someone that's in charge of your research and helping you in that in some specific ways so that you can get the kind of information you want when you need it. Also, edit and make it you. As I like to say, you want to you-ize it. Make it your own material. I like to say if your name is George, you want to Georgize it. If your name is Mary, you want to Maryize it. If you're Terry like me, you Terryize it. Okay, so that's something you want to do to make sure it's there. And here's another little thing I came up with yesterday. You can take this as well. Enjoy the ride in 2025. So enjoy the ride in 2025. It's got a lot of good opportunities for you. It's a lot of good things out there, but there's even more available as you start working with this and start taking advantage of what's there. So we've got some good things for you here. Here is that QR code again, so you can use that, grab that for information that can help you, let you get ahead and let you use that in some big ways and some significant ways that are going to help you. So now as we look at it in closing, what I would suggest is as you're using these tools, make sure that you're not putting out proprietary information, putting out information that you don't want to share with the world. We saw that some companies did that with ChatGPT, like Samsung did that, and they go, oops, we made a mistake on there. They pulled back from using ChatGPT for a while, and then the people at Samsung were really, really smart. They came out and said, wait a minute, we're going to put these rules and positions in place, and they did it the right way. So we can learn from that. Make sure that you're doing those kinds of practices and be cautious. Don't just jump into a new tool because it's the new cool thing. You want to study it and make sure that you're getting the right information. And speaking of right information, got some tools for you that you want to see right now. Some things are going to help you in a big way. Got a video over here that talks about how you can start using AI and really develop it in some big ways and help yourself grow on that. I'm Terry Brock for Stark Raving Entrepreneurs with Gina Carr, my partner on that. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Please share this with your community. Let them know what's going on, how they can use it, and if you've got questions, drop a note in the comments below, wherever you're getting this, whatever podcast or YouTube or other platform you're getting it on, and we'll look forward to hearing from you.